Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stefon Ree. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Today, Trinidad and Tobago. As much as I would have liked to stay away from the talk, today, on this day, the 19th of the 3rd month, now is exactly 10 minutes after the hour of 1 o'clock. Now, as I would have said, as much as I would have liked to stay away from the talk, it is my responsibility to come here and speak the things whether they like it or not. And I, Stefon Ree, and to besides, let me shout out to everybody here this afternoon, everyone that are joining us here live on Facebook. No, not Facebook, on TikTok and on YouTube. So anybody that are there on YouTube know that we are running live on TikTok as well. However, the website went down, so we're still working on the website. Still working on the website. There are a lot of people that is coming on board basing the come on board with the website. But before I start Trinidad and Tobago, yes, I know here that I try very early. So to Sharon Felix, good evening. To Sean Jeffrey, good afternoon. To Yvette Jerome, good afternoon. To Candice, good afternoon. To everybody that is currently watching, good afternoon. Yes, let us try very early to pull down what is being played here. But today, yes, today, many of you are going to come further to the truth today. So we intend to attack a particular issue from a particular angle today. John Jeremy. One, John Jeremy have no people affiliation. He done sell out long time. He sell out to the party. He sell out. He's no longer what we think he is. And we will start the discussion on him. But we ain't gonna finish. We have some series to drop on the guy. We have some series to drop on the guy. No longer people that have black skin again is supporting the interests of the black man. So we mustn't be afraid to speak where that is concerned in terms of issues. Don't let the color of a man's skin put fear into you for speaking about the issue, neither the office. Although he had the office to lock up who he want, but just by passing a bill in Parliament and his involvement, he instruct the police to buy or you're saying all kind of things, yes? But anyway, Sharon, I wanted to join me here and I just didn't. The way how things was going, I didn't get a chance to give you that notification. However, you should have known from that this morning. But anyway, I ain't going to go into that. But Trinidad and Tobago, let me start here with a verse from the Bible. And then we are going into this thing here with Kamla, Persad, Bissessar. And let me tell you something. You see that secret, you see this secret employment drive that you continue to have, and you don't want nobody to question you, or you don't want not a media to question you, but this government overdoing it in this country. Everybody suffered. But recruitment drive underneath the carpet, and you keep it in a place. This is a place, another. This is the first phase. We ain't buying that. We ain't buying that. And to the people within the corporation in San Fernando, yes, we would have witnessed that live. So we can't, coming up to the time of the show, we were still watching it. So we have that under wraps. We will talk about that too. Yeah, we go talk about that live too. It may not be today, it might be this evening. I don't know how the things does go. We might run 2 shows today. So Trinidad and Tobago, let me get to the verse. The verse is this, Trinidad. Proverbs chapter 6. and verse 16. 6 things do the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imagination, feet that is swift to run into mischief, a false witness that speak lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake the law of your mother. Bind them continually in thine heart, tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. For the commandments is a lamp and a light, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. Trinidad and Tobago. Without due respect, with all due respect to women, to young girls, Keith Rowley would have made a statement. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, it is evident as to what we are seeing in the parliaments of this country. But the response of the ministers in the UNC cult that it have, they would have picked one of the meaning of what they call a Jamette, and first the dishonest, they would have stick to that meaning to try to explain a situation that have many branches. So today, without further parley, we are here to talk about the Jamette statement, and if that was something warranted within the parliaments of, not parliament, but Rowley, a personal, he is now a citizen of this republic. He's no longer the prime minister. Kamla is that. That is what the Honorable Kamla Persad Bissessar is. And in a private interview, Keith Rowley would have made his comment known about the prime minister of this country that seek to not answer the people of this country that would have elected her. Yes. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. That is the truth. When I hear Patrick Manning would have said to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the voice of the people is the voice of God, he would have known that he would have ended up in a marital relationship with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And if he is a Jamette, you are not going to answer the call of the people because you behave promiscuously in the office that you hold, because you are there to serve the people of this country. And here is what I'm going to say to you. The opposite of Jamette is respectable, modest, pious. And if you are in a relationship with me, at the end of the day, aren't you supposed to follow my lead? Aren't you supposed to hear the cries of what I am putting forward within the public domain? Or you ain't answering that? Or you ain't answering that? But we will start today, Trinidad and Tobago, with a message from this ungrateful Prime Minister. I ain't ready yet to call Sharon Jamette. I want to show you. I want to show you today. I want to show you. Like all the rest of days, but today is one of them. So without further ado, Kamla Persad Bissessar, we have been watching her over the days, making statement that she cannot prove. And this was the comment of the Honorable Prime Minister. This was the comment. Listen to this woman.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in the law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The Prime Minister must do that. The Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
So the Prime Minister would have made it known that she is not going to respect the marital arrangement to the citizens of this country. She would have made that known in her speech, but not knowing that we would have been on to her. And today we are going to set the precedent straight on this program here concerning the political witch doctors and them that have on social media that are trying to spin doctor. This whole situation here, we are going to expose you. And in your haste, Stefon Ree, in your haste, in your haste to defend Anil Roberts, we would have been listening. We are on to you from since day one. From since day one. And we have enough of you. We have enough of you. On all programs, all kind of programs, every day in people's head. Every day in people's head, except the call to account the government of the present government of this country, no matter what. Or you're trying to spin doctor and believe that all you're on social media and all you have TTT within all your back pocket, that all you could spin and set the agenda here in the public domain, and we, as long as I have breath, that will never, that ain't gonna be the case. Or you gotta come for me like, or you come for Danny Guerra, but I believe in the Father. Trust what I say. I believe. I ain't hiding, right here. So we see that that would have taken place here within the parliaments. And Keith Rowley would have made a statement. Let's go right into that statement here today.
I want to say to Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today, I told this country before that you are Jamette, and today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a Jamette will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it.
So, we see Keith Rowley in his usual style come out and hit the thing raw. He come out and hit the thing raw. He call it for what it is, in his usual style. In his usual style. And many of us may not like it throughout the years. But Stay closely to this broadcast here today. Stay close.
Go inside the parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a Jamette that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a Jamette, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman. You, Rowley, you is the lowest excrement on...
Kamla should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Mulchan Trace Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamla. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?
I want to say to Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today, I told this country before that you're a Jamette, and today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a Jamette will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it. You could go inside the parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a Jamette that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a Jamette, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman. You, Rowley, is the lowest excrement on...
Kamla should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Mulchan Trace Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamla. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?
Is the Honorable Prime Minister of this country a Jamette? And the thing about it is this: when I would have looked at a post from on CNT3 with the ministers and them that jump up, they would have engaged in a discussion that they choose. Jamette means a lot of things in it. Jamette means a lot of things. So when you see Trinidad and Tobago, that in the past, Kamla Persad Bissessar would have done a lot of things. Say a lot of things on platforms. It is consistent with the dictionary meaning of what is a Jamette. So when Rowley comes and say that on any platform that he wishes, on any platform, one must ask themselves, if it is a lie, Kamla Persad Bissessar would have made it known that the marital relationship that she have with the public, she do not care about it. She decides to be promiscuous with her thoughts, her actions, and every word that come from her mouth. Or you're playing with this Prime Minister, you know? So we see the ministers and them within Trinidad and Tobago would have reached a certain consensus because they have no other choice. If Barry Padarat want to know if he had to eat ice cream tomorrow, he had to ask Kamla, you feel I should eat and what color? That is how it reach. Certain ministers afraid to go in certain places because they might be indirectly supporting a PNM finance, and if Kamla find out, your throat bust. Yeah. Yeah, that is how it is. You are alone. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is targeted for sharp response from government minister after he referred the Prime Minister, Kamla Persad Bissessar, as a Jamette. Couva South MP Barry Padarad condemned the comment as degrading and inappropriate for a former head of government. When a Prime Minister addressed a country in this way, a former Prime Minister, it is spite, vulgarity, and complete absence of decency. Padarad said in his statement, he argues that the remark was beyond partisan politics and raised a wider concern about respect for women in public life. This is bigger than politics. Too many women in this country already endure disrespect and humiliation, and instead of contributing maturity or substance, Dr. Rowley choose insults, Padarad said. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal Pimautu, Dr. Rudal Munilal, also fired back using equal harsh language to describe the former Prime Minister. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, Munilal said Keith Rowley remains a skunk. Whether he is wearing a jacket or tie, some pants, he has always been a skunk. And to make these comments yet again, I can't answer this call today. Can't answer this call right now. I'm engaging in some serious thing. Whether he means this comments again and again, the Prime Minister is disrespectful and disrespectful, unfortunate, and vile. So that was the comment from Rudal Munilal. Rudal Munilal was the same minister at one point in time, just to bring some context, that would have said that hush your stink mouth in Parliament. Rudal Munilal said that. See that? You see, Anna Roberts say all kind of thing. But let me refer back as to what Trinidad and Tobago is a Jamette. What is a Jamette? The meaning as to what is a Jamette in this country, in our local parlance, a Jamette refers to somebody that is promiscuous, sexually. Yes, that is one, because that is the anger that they're taking. That is the anger that they're taking. One of the comment based on that is that a Jamette is somebody that behaves in a certain way sexually. But what are the other reasons? What are the other reasons? What are the other definitions as to what is a Jamette? A Jamette is somebody that behaves loosely, that have no rule, have no order, and have no sense of the relationship that she is within. And decide to say anything that they want. T&T core meaning for what is a Jamette. It is deeply cultural. Trinidad and Tobago is with a layered meaning, historical, social, and political. Traditionally, Jamette refers to a woman seen as loud, vulgar, sexually expressive, or outside. Respectable, outside respectable society. So somebody that is loud, seen as loud, vulgar, sexually expressive, or outside respectable society. So somebody that does not, a woman that does not pay attention to the norms, the vulgar, the say what they want, anyway, any place. That is what we call a Jamette within this country. Over time, it becomes synonymous to carnival and all of that thing in the expression there. So when here is this question I want to ask the UNC Women's Arm, and I want to ask it via song. I want to ask it via song here today, and you ask me. You tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, that the meaning that Rudal Munilal, that Barry Padarat, and the whole opposition, that the whole government that agree with the statements of Dr. Rowley when he would have said that the Prime Minister is a Jamette. Tell me if that same thing exists here. Tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, where do you think Denise Belford would have been talking about? Where do you think Denise Belford would have been talking about when she said bring out the Jamettes? But the UNC will always be the UNC. They will always find a way and pick the most derogatory part of anything. And I want all you to know, Trinidad and Tobago, that I, Renison Jeffrey, without a shadow of a doubt, agree with the Prime Minister of this country. Kamla Persad Bissessar is too loose with her mouth. Too loose.
I want to see Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today. I told this country before that you're a Jamette. And today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a Jamette will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it. You could go inside the Parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a Jamette that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a Jamette? A Jamette, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman? You, Rowley, you is the lowest excrement on...
Kamla should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Mulchantres Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamla. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?
Do you, Kamla Persad Bissessar, have the belly to come out and say that Jack is the one who said that about you? For years, people have been not as blunt as Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, but for years, the population of Trinidad and Tobago have been watching Kamla Persad Bissessar as a Jamette. And at least Keith Christopher Rowley is the honest man and use the platform to be able to call out Kamla Persad Bissessar and tell the public what she really is. So when we come here and say Kamla Persad Bissessar talking to loose, kill this one, load up the matic. This woman is a political Jamette. But there is another, and there are others in training. And what we are going to expose here to do here in this country is expose the next Jamette. They are next Jamette politically. Stay close to your TV. Stay close to your phones. Stay close and open your ears as to what you are going to see now and what we have in this parliament in Trinidad and Tobago. Stay close. Stay close. Because it might come hard and it might come fast. Political Jamette number 2.
Yeah, I can have a chair here. Come on, give us some room. Give us some room.
So these people had to burn. And that's how you have to say it, you sons of bitches. And Camille Robinson Regis, that deceitful, devious, double-tongued, hypocritical bitch. Stand up there holding shit belly and bawling. Oh God! And all I thinking in my mind is your bitch. Is your bitch. Is your bitch. All I thinking in my mind is your bitch. All I thinking in my mind is your bitch.
political Jamette and drag queen number 2. This man, Philip Edward Alexander, the political kobo, the nastiest of the nastiest when it comes to politics. And you feel, Philip, that you could walk around and tell people what you want, following after Jamette, Prime Minister. Yes, that is what she is. And people mustn't tell it as it is. Or you want to behave as all you want in the public domain, and people mustn't call you out. Former Prime Minister or not, Dr. Rowley was justifying what he would have just said. And I saying today, if you didn't call your name, I call your name, Philip. You is political Jamette number 2. You want to behave and say what you want within the public domain. Talk how you want. Operate how you want. And nobody mustn't call it for what it is. Kamla, Persad, Bissessar, and this UNC government have taken this thing too far. And then when they're done, they ain't want nobody tell them anything. They ain't want the people of this country to speak out. They ain't want you to speak out. And I am saying it without fear or favor. Philip Edward Alexander is a political Jamette. He and Anil ranking high. David a little way behind David Naked. But that is what it is. Kamla Persad Bissessar, the Prime Minister of this country, is not subjecting herself to the opinions and the plights of her marriage affiliation with this country as she being the Prime Minister. So what I am supposed to call her? People suffering, people who work, you're closing down this. People crying out, you ain't answering. And we choose you to be Prime Minister. But how you behave, how you operate in such a way that you will not hold your own self accountable to the people of this country. And I am saying, without a shadow of a doubt, Trinidad, and see my face, see my face, see my face. I am saying, without a shadow of a doubt, Kamla Persad Bissessar, that you are a political Jamette. Games in it. There are times that we have to call it what we see it in. Don't be no hypocrite. Don't be no hypocrite at all.
I want to see Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today. I told this country before that you are Jamette. And today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a Jamette will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it. You could go inside the Parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a Jamette that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a Jamette? A Jamette, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman? You, Rowley, you is the lowest excrement
Kamla should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Mulchantes Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamla. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?
Do you have the guts, Kamla Persad Bissessar? Do you have the testicular fortitude to challenge what Jack would have said? And when I say that, I say all. I am saying it. Anil Roberts is a Jamette. Politically, Philip Edward Alexander is a Jamette. Politically. And you, Kamla Persad Bissessar, I saying it, is a Jamette politically. Or you have to understand where the system of governments would have come from, because they would have paraphrased it from Rome, and I could go straight back. I could go straight back to BC, but let me start from Rome, a matter of fact. When they talk about the exchequer system, yeah, let me bring a particular video for you to see before we go into that. Let me bring some context to this whole situation here, in which they would have talked about why we end up here. Kamla decided to be loose in the parliament and talk what she want and expect that nobody ain't go hang she jack. Everybody have the personality, you know. Whereas Penny may be cool and calculated. Rowley personality is loud. You outside. You understand? And the thing about it, between these two leaders, there are times that you must be cool and calculated, and there are times that you must be loud. The leader must be able to find the balance within the two. But how we reach here with this issue with Kamla Persad Bissessar? How did we reach here, Trinidad and Tobago? Yes. I know it's a lot. Right, so this is the reason why we reach here.
Tobago stands very proud to be part of a new partnership, the America's Counter Cartel Coalition, which is a very strategic alliance designed to confront cartel violence through coordinated security, through coordinated intelligence, sharing, and joint operations across the Americas.
No thanks. I'm the smartest already. I'm the police commissioner. I don't need no brain.
Mr. Speaker, for about 1 decade, whilst those on the other side, the PNM, were in government, blood flowed on our streets. That was driven by violent gangs fighting for turf, to sell illegal arms and narcotics trafficked into our country by the drug cartels. Whilst that was happening, many in the PNM hierarchy fattened their pockets from their local drug mafia financiers, while the people of this country, our country, suffered. I say, Honourable Speaker, a short distance away from this building, the new blood-red Balje House stands as a gravestone to drug money, pedophilia, and theft. For almost a decade.
Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 48-4, please.
All right, Prime Minister, can I ask you to use more neutral language?
Now, Trinidad and Tobago. What Jagdeo Singh would have done there? Prime Minister, let me ask you to use a little more neutral language. Because what Jagdeo Singh would have seen in the girl is geometry. What Jagdeo Singh would have seen in the girl is scandalousness. What Jagdeo Singh would have seen as the speaker on that very day is a prime minister that is behaving like a Jamette within the parliaments of this country. So if you had to go against Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley for calling Kamla Persad Bissessar Jamette on record, go after Pandey, go after Jagdeo Singh. The man literally stopped the woman, the girl, because she was behaving like a Jamette within the parliaments of this country, giving she tongue liberty, saying things that she cannot prove. And then you go here, and then Robert's mouth the same thing, talking about some red couch and a parrot. You go here, Philip Edward Alexander mouthing the same thing. And to those that are not brave enough to say Prime Minister because you hear the tone that Jagdeo Singh gone down into, Prime Minister, use a little more neutral language now. Geometry in the parliaments of this country. And then you want to go against Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley for what? The man talk his mind and it have a plethora of evidence within the public domain with this woman give she mouth liberty and speak on things. I just wonder if she understand. Load up the matic, shoot them, light them up. That's Jamette talk. And yet still Trinidad and Tobago, we come in here to debate to make that a point of what? To make that a point of talk, a talk point. But I go leave that alone for now. Because let me touch on this subject a little more again. In the beginning of the show, I would have indicated to you that we will come and deal with this man they call Stefon Ree. And one thing I hate in this country, as a matter of fact, there's a clip I wanted to play before. Let me play that clip. Because first they don't want nobody tell them anything, say anything to them. They have big recruitment drive here in Trinidad and Tobago. Call up certain people, tell the media they can't come. Yes, all of that take place. Tell the media they cannot come and this is a public place and all kind of rubbish. All kind of rubbish. You can't come, you can't talk. Yeah, that is how sad it is. Yes, yes. People suffering, starving. And you telling the media an exact replica of the leadership. Listen to this.
In a public area.
No.
We are not in a public area.
I am letting you know this is not a public area. No. Anybody who crosses to come into this facility because we are engaging in this exercise, it becomes a Ministry of Works and Infrastructure exercise. And I am imploring you all, please don't give any media coverage until our minister is prepared to make a public statement on it.
So is this a enclosed
This is not an enclosed drive. This is phase 2 of the National Recruitment Drive.
And we've covered this before. So
what is different? There's nothing different.
Exactly.
It is just that we are not prepared to give this media coverage just yet because this phase 2 has only commenced today, and we have to do another session this afternoon, and then we are going to do another session sometime in the future when it's all no. Just get me just and correct. So
and the minister spoke to us
correct.
about it.
So what I'm letting you know, there's nothing different.
Okay.
What I'm trying to tell you is when we have completed the exercise, media will be invited on that last day, and minister and hopefully our prime minister will be here.
Okay, so I'll tell you something, Ms. Jordan. Wherever the public is allowed to be, in public places, the media is allowed to be because it's a public interest issue.
This is agreed, but
Right.
I think in all fairness, the media is not a law unto themselves, and you all should have communicated
The
with
media
our
has a
Corpcom
responsibility.
unit, my dear. Just get me correct. You all needed to communicate with our Corpcom and indicate your interest in covering this issue. Sir, if I will employ you, please cease and desist from giving the media any information. Thank you very much.
Don't worry, we'll put that on air.
When the story goes, right, and Majali is on computer and saying that anything local as if it's
We always come in peace. We always.
They want to behave like Jamettes in the parliament. And watch how people that work under them behave. Or you understand what's going on now? Kamla Persad Bissessar, the government, the UNC government would have attained power, and they didn't want anybody to tell them anything. So don't feel that you could come in the social sphere and say, Kamla, look so and so. She would have already indicated to you, Trinidad and Tobago, she do not want to hear you. She would have indicated to you that she don't care about you. And Jamette number 2, Philip Edward Alexander, the political Jamette, that every single time he get a chance, he do the political booty look back. Yeah, you have to keep your work. You have to keep that senator position, because nobody in go vote you in, and no other party is going to accept a man so loose with the tongue. And the only reason why you, Philip, didn't get first place is because you is not the leader of the UNC. You are part of the UNC now. But everybody know that you is a political Jamette. And watch the reactions. Watch the reaction. Watch the aggression of the UNC membership at this point in time. Not all the time, at the end of the day, the UNC is going to retain government. But people must allow themselves to behave in such a way that even self, when they go, everybody know Pandey had faults, but still, people gave me respect. Kid Rowley had maybe the most outspoken person in this country being a prime minister. But you still, when you analyze what he say, you have to respect him. Don't like how he talk, but prove the man wrong. Patrick Manning, our next one, modest character. But you'd never see him behave like that political Jamette. Kamla Persad Bissessar. Trinidad and Tobago, we have something else in stark contrast to what we are seeing and what we ought to accept as a prime minister. And why David Naked, Anil Roberts, And all of them is fighting against. The Stefon Ree here are coming for you. You are coming for you just now. Why the fighting so hard to reshape public opinion? Because in the stark contrast, the Kamla Persad Bissessar, there is an individual that you cannot call a political Jammette. There is an individual that will lead this country to where it's supposed to be, that nobody could say anything other than what? Other than what? She's soft. That is what they could say. Because they have nothing to say. So the stark contrast of Kamla Persad Bissessar is none other than the future leader of this country. So right, we are back. We are back. That is star opposite. That is star opposite of Kamla Persad Bissessar. So the reason why David Naked and all of them is flying up, they know the girl, Kamla Persad Bissessar, could never come to the standard of Penelope Beckles. So they're raging within the camps. They want an apology because the camp prop she up because Kamla characteristics could never show otherwise than what Keith Rowley would have said. Kamla Persad Bissessar is a Jamette. So they can't say don't respond to you because at the end of the day and hold some kind of face. So they're requiring Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley to apologize. So you go see all of them go jump up. The woman's arm in the UNC there, they jump up. Because they want Keith Rowley to apologize, knowing that very well Kamla Persad Bissessar characteristics, when you put it on the chopping board, you go find every detail of what Keith Rowley said would have been the truth. The star opposite to what we are seeing in the parliaments of Trinidad and Tobago is Penelope Beckles. Anybody could say anything like that? But I challenge the best of you outside here. And that is the reason why on this day, Trinidad and Tobago, you must respect the approach of Penelope Beckles because she holds standard within the ministry that she have, all the ministry that she led. So when today the former Prime Minister could say that Kamla Persad Bissessar is a Jamette within office, and the woman's arm could say, forget you people seen otherwise, they're requiring him to make an apology because she characteristic could never stand up to the allegations or the commentary that was made by Keith Rowley. When I say that, I say all. Trinidad and Tobago. I don't want to belabor that point again, but this is the star opposite to what you are seeing within the public domain concerning Kamla. No place like home. woman of class, a woman of reputation, a woman that could take this country forward, a woman that don't speak loosely within the parliaments of this country, a woman that have compassion for the youngest. You feel that Penelope bound to go to any school? Watch the people that taking pictures with her. There's of all race. You feel any one of them could call you a Jamette? Or you mismate or you nonsense, yes? Now Trinidad and Tobago, let me switch gears a little bit. Because I plan to deal today again with Stefon Ree. Yes, Stefon Ree. Stefon Ree, in his response to the Anna Roberts publication, when he would have spoken about Anna Roberts on some text message, the text message, he would have revealed a very important thing towards the public. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, we are here and we're going to disseminate that fact. So for years, we have been watching Stefon Ree. And the type of commentary that Stefon Ree would have been propagating, some of it would fall in line and we listen. So this year was the first one that I would have seen. When people is undercover, whatever, I don't mind it. But anytime you sell your morals out, we are on to you. Yes, we are on to you. So this here is a little insight as the Stefon Ree. And we go come back on the back end and we go chop this thing up. All getting chopped up on the chopping board today.
Breaking Dawn. Stefon Ree and his UNC ties. Stefon Ree, the dynamic host of Breaking Dawn on Synergy TV, has long been a fixture in Trinidad and Tobago's media scene, delivering morning insights from 6 to 8 a.m. weekdays. Recent online buzz points to his growing alignment with the United National Congress, UNC, fueled by social media posts praising UNC proposals and figures like Kamla Persad Bissessar. In one viral TikTok clip, Ree highlighted UNC's proposal for change, sparking thousands of likes and shares amid political chatter. His past involvement with the Candlelight movement, alongside UNC-linked activists like Philip Alexander and Inshan Ishmael, further hints at shared circles. Though no formal party role is confirmed, this perceived UNC lean adds edge to Breaking Dawn's coverage of TT politics, blending entertainment with commentary that resonates locally. As elections loom, Ree's platform could amplify opposition voices in San Juan, Laventil, and beyond.
Yeah, people, so this madman hold a press conference, right? And I don't know what all they learned, but I know what I learned. One, I don't need no respect for women.
I want to say to Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today, I told this country before that you are Jamette, and today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister.
No, I said blank.
Blank.
I said blank. I said blanking. I said on the 10th of August, blank him out.
Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar has been leading a quiet racial campaign for a very long time, and then she came out.
All right, and it's not only the comment towards the Prime Minister in terms of calling her a Jamette, it is also the disrespect to the opposition leader, who is a woman as well, because she is the recognized leader of the PNM. Yet, you calling press conference on the side, so that gives me the impression that they have a little internal battle that taking place for leadership inside the party, because Either he want to come back as leader, or he want his personal pick as the leader of the PNM.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, watch how far this man go to try to mislead the public. Kamla, Keith Rowley and Penelope Beckles is not at war. They are not at war. So, in really defending the Jamette talking, because Jack Joe Singh would have agreed that his prime minister is not using modest language. What language he using? But he ain't gonna say, but I go tell her. Geometry. Can't prove nothing. Loose talk in the parliament. Your tongue loose. So Stefon Ree would have joined and tried to make it look like it has some kind of fighting inwardly in the party. Watch, man. It has places that people go so far, but there is an interesting take that I must bring to the forefront. Yes. And in Stefon Ree's Trinidad and Tobago, interesting commentary about the Prime Minister is a Jamette. He don't know we was watching him before. Yeah, we was watching the boy before. And Trinidad and Tobago, we didn't get a chance to dissect it, but I will start to play it for you. And I will stop it when we reach to the point where you must pay attention to. So Stefon Ree has declared himself to be a sellout. Big sellout. Scumbag. Listen to Stefon Ree, and I will tell you, we go stop it. Let me show you how sick these fellas is here. You want to respond? This man, Trinidad and Tobago, sell out all here. Next scumbag.
You know, you really had a laugh out here at the depths of the gutter that the PNM and their trolls will go to in politics. I always tell all you, I always on the right side of history, or at least I try to be. You see liars, you see people who's put out propaganda, I could never deal with them. You understand? And for those of you who like that kind of thing, fine. But that just means that you prefer Satan over Christ and wrong over right. I see a post, right, put out by one of the PNM social media people and them now. Right? You know, the source woman now. With a picture of Anil Roberts and a chat, a WhatsApp chat. And it posted saying or implying that.
Right. First the boy is smart. He trying to separate himself. But listen, Trinidad. Listen.
Anil Roberts is a pedophile. Because apparently the chat supposed to be between Anil Roberts and some teenager. They put it out, right? So the post was sent to me by my cousin. Because he knows Anil is a social media commentator, political commentator, a UNC senator, everything, right? And for years he jamming PNM, hitting them for 6 on Douglas politics. And I am also a political commentator, a TV personality, a radio personality, etc., etc. And he says, Stefon, if they could do this to Anil Roberts, think about what they could do for you, because Anil is a bigger figure than you. I say, no, I'm not going to put out a video on it because from the time I watch it, I know it fake. So let me tell you how it fake. The picture that they put, the WhatsApp picture that they put for Anil Roberts, that is a WhatsApp picture that Anil recently put up for Carnival 2026. I know that because me and Anil is talk. We just talk real sports and thing. 2026. I know that because me and Anil is talk. We just talk real sports and thing on WhatsApp and that kind of thing. We just try not to talk too much politics.
I know that because me and Anna Roberts just talk. We just real talk on social, on WhatsApp and thing. So what Stefon Ree would have proved there is the connection that he and Anna Roberts have. They talk regularly. Close context. So when Trinidad and Tobago, you are seeing one network saying one thing and other networks saying the same thing, and they're downplaying certain things, you're calling certain programs, and you realize they disregard what you say. And for years, my good friend have been telling me that there have been things taking place within the UNC area that they reach out to Stefon Ree son to highlight on his program, and they never see it play. But good friend tell me that. And lo and behold, years after, the answer would have been made in a confession from Stefon Ree. So when you go to Trinidad and Tobago, to certain people, to certain media personality, there are certain people that will not report what you say and will make a spin on what you say. There are certain people that have certain offices, but they want the opposition at the time to look good, and they will close off water main within your area. They will make it hard for you. In the area of Labre, when we call upon the Borough Corporation, the Superior Borough Corporation to do certain things, they stifle us. I don't know, joke I'm telling you, So when you hear people like Stefon Ree telling you come and support we marathon, look, we have giveaways here. It's to suit a particular agenda. So that is the reason why Trinidad and Tobago, without further ado, without parley, we must turn off the TV when you see programs like Breaking Dawn showing up. When you see Talk City, where it have a slew of presenters coming there heavy duty, David Welch, Philip Ide too, same Stefon Ree there and all, Lennox Smith, the ground report, when they are there trying to gang rape you, your psyche, taking turns to sampat your mind. We tell all you to tune in to the workers' rights, but at the end of the day, plenty of you feel that you're going on, or you can get it somewhere else. But when I say that, I say all. So, at this point in time, I would like to bring the show to a close. And I would like to ask the many of you, we are in a stage now that we are putting together a strategic team. So to reach out to many of us, to us here on the Workers' Rights platform, you can message me on TikTok and all. Then we add you to the group and pledge your allegiance to this country, Trinidad. It's too much taking place here. And we must continually speak out concerning what we are seeing. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And keep your fingers close. Keep that bell notification on. And like the program, show your thumbs up. Trinidad and Tobago. Subscribe to the platform and show that thumbs up. If I am not here, Candace Edwards is going to be here when I can make it. And as soon as everybody else come and stream it, have Victor Roberts, it has Sharon Felix, it have the rest of the team. It's going to be here to disseminate facts to you, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now it's exactly 25 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. Thanks for being on Trinidad and Tobago. And this Prime Minister that we have here in this country is a Jamette. And that is what it is. And Stefon Ree, we have a program carded for you. Yeah, we have a program carded for you. Or you can come and try to use people. Try to use people as catalysts to make yourself look good. That ain't gonna happen here underneath my watch. We'll call all you out. John Jeremy, coming for you too, in terms of some of the statements that you would have made within the public domain. You run up in the parliament. Yeah, you Jeremy, run up in the parliament and talk. But we come in for that. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and I am out. So, a matter of fact, let me hear with Candice. I know Candice always listening. Let me hear with Candice. Candice, I apologize. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on with my girl Candice on that side. You know she always welcome here. Candice, we are hearing some feed on your side. Let me hear where you have to stay on your side.
An engagement, but let me tell you this, I listened to everything that you had to say, and I'm going to tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago is in a sad state, you know. Yeah, it is in a real sad state, and day by day I realized the mistake I made. Day by day, I would have realized the mistake I would have made. I hear plenty of people saying they make a mistake, but when I sit down and I study the kind of thing that I help endorse, if I ain't good for myself, I'm in the hospital every day with my pressure. I'm being real. I tell you, I posted that little comment there yesterday. I do a video asking what is a Jamette. And it's the most amount of racial comments I would have gotten. Not that directed to me, but towards the UNC and towards black people. But I get frightened, you know. I say, but wait. For election, I see Africans and Indians hugging up. Who dancing to tassa, dancing to soca, eating roti, drinking rum out of the same plate and the same bottle. And today to see the same people who we embrace and we show love to talking so about black people, I feel like I get set up. I feel like I get set up, I tell you the honest truth. I feel like I get set up, and to break the camel back, after that thing with Justin Samaru, when I watch and I see how they put out the woman out her house, because she put up a post about only the East Indians, only giving East Indian work, not one black person, sorry. And with the next day, they come and they literally put the woman out her house. Victimization at its highest. They mash up the toilet bowl. You know? You ever see people go to evict somebody and mash up a toilet bowl? You ever see somebody go to evict somebody out of a house and dismantle, break down the windows, break down the cupboards? I know it's to take your things if you don't want it there and put you out, but then there's a woman. She is a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. So what they're trying to tell me is okay for a woman and her children to be out on the streets, living under a tent in a yard? Nah, something I right there, man. That is to me, that is not just a normal eviction, you know. That is eviction with victimization to the highest. Because I did a video now there, and the fact that Jolene would have reached out to me and leave a number for me, I want to tell Miss Jolene I don't want nothing. I don't want no help, because I know it's help them as you want to ask me, well, worry what you want. Give my help back. give my help, the help that probably that led Rowley probably was calling me for because the same thing Rowley doing with other bloggers. I don't want to help. God will provide for me. I'm a praying woman. I do enough good for people that I wouldn't stay hungry if I go hungry. Help that woman. Give she the help because she lives in the yard on that girl children. She's a black woman. You know how that look into the black community? That looking like it's the UNC very racial, you know. And they don't care about nigga, you know. So that's why I called out to Jolene John this morning. I said, well, help she now. Help she because you're a Negro, I's a Negro. East Indians does help the crime. Help she too. You see, what they don't know, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the black people, is looking on. And the level-headed, conscious-minded East Indian people who not on race is also looking on.
People,
and you see, because of that, people will never forget.
And Ashi.
They will never, ever forget this. And if the UNC feel they have another term coming, they lie. Because you know why? You know why? Even some people decide to think different, from day one they lie. And it's all them lies they tell, and all them unjust and them broken promises, Parliament will never be at peace. You know why we will not be at peace? Because there's too much of tears crying on them. Too much of people crying out for hunger, who jobless, who don't have nothing. That Parliament, as long as the UNC, I ain't saying we'll have war, because I ain't thinking no violence. But no decision they're making, they will stand. They will be at ease, they will not have peace. Just now they will start to fight with one another. Because when a nation cry out, God does listen.
Well, Sharon, I see you join. I see you join. I mean, I didn't want to close off. I know you had some commentary. And it's a commentary of your own concerning what's taking place here within this country. What is your always interesting commentary?
Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, Renaissance. I don't mind. I could wait till later, you know, but later I'm going to do the family feud, so I wouldn't be too much available till probably later on in the night. But Candace and Renaissance, I want to ask a question. So the house that the lady is staying in is not a state house? Yes. That's not a government house that was rented, renter-owned, however, that's AGC. AGC is a state-owned company, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how can you damage the state's property like that?
Yeah, the woman show Sharon where they
how can you damage the state property? It's taxpayers' money, build that, right? Subvented it so that persons can acquire the housing at affordable rate. You're going into move and you mash up everything. So who's going to account for all of the things that was mashed up in the house? I hope they're not going to say
you forget the UNC in power, so nobody had to answer to nobody.
No, but I hope they're not going to say if it has to reach a court that she mashed it up. Because they know they spin things.
No, but she had the cameras, you know. She have the footage, so I don't think I do that.
Interestingly, Renaissance, everybody talking about the Jamette conversation and the Jamette and the Jamette and the Jamette. What about when they call Stuart Young small pin? What about when Vanilla Allen Toppin went to the Parliament and was jailed on and was complimented, tapped on her back for going to the Parliament and saying that Dr. Rowley and his father was rapists and this and that and the other, putting the man and his family into disrepute. His son, mother, his son, children, the entire family. They wasn't studying that. What about all the bloggers who came up on the platforms and called Dr. Rowley the worst of names? You remember the carnival that he went in South when he played mass and the girl come to wind up on him and he continued tripping and dancing. You remember the things he said? They said about him? What about those things? Where was Anil Roberts when all those things to correct them? Where was Philip Alexander to correct all of those things? Philip Alexander said the worst set of things about the UNC and Kamla Persad Bissessar. You know, they forget all of that. They forget all of that. Anil Roberts said all kind of thing about Dr. Rowley and his wife. Like, he forget that too. He forget that too. Some of we have short memory, you know, but minds will live on as long as ever. I wouldn't forget. I wouldn't forget. We are a bunch of disingenuous people in this country. And we only play the game when it is convenient to us. When it is convenient to us. You call him Oreo. You say you're not apologizing. All kind of thing. But today, you start the ball, you know. You went in the parliament and talk about drug lord, drug dealings, drug money, what and Bill Balize house from what and thing. You start your strippiness. That is unbecoming of a prime minister. You don't make loose statements like those. That's unbecoming of a prime minister. So when you get the answer now, all you're crying foul? All you're crying foul? All you have members sitting down amongst all you who doing worse and saying worse than that about the prime minister and members of all your cabinet and so on. Laughing at them. It's who waiting to see who gain me contract to bust the throat. That's how you think of them? Eh? You calling people to tell people how I was with a certain senator now. Well, I want them to come and prove. Well, let me tell you something. If it's fitting in your cap, wait, you know. If it's fitting in your cap, wait. It's okay. And let me tell you, that Mr. Reese, that, what's your name again?
Stefon Ree.
Stefon Ree. I remember we were in a function. You remember when pictures was being circulated with a particular minister now? Naked pictures or half-naked pictures.
Yes, some half-naked pictures.
I want Stefon Ree to tell me what was his take on that. He must tell me what is his take on all what was said. And I want him to tell me if he was there in the conversation and what is his take on it.
Yeah, but
I was right there with him. But I was one of the persons who was listening. But all you coming to them with all your deceitful self to come to play all you more holier than thou. All you talking bad and talking this the same government all they belong to. All over the place talking them bad. The next one, talking about how he put off his surgery to go and campaign and they only gave him a chairman position. But here now it is alleged like he got a garbage collection contract. So he keeping quiet now. All of them talking. They're talking behind closed doors. All they does echo, you know. It does echo. Too much of deceitfulness.
And
well, they jump out now. Jump out now to come to defend. To defend what? The truth? The truth?
And
look.
And Sharon, you know what was the most distasteful? I'm glad he responded because he now proved to the world that he biased. That is what he do there.
Very biased.
The man proved to the world that he biased. When he say I and Anna Roberts does have personal chat on WhatsApp. So I want to know if Stefon Ree must tell the listening public that has listened to him all the time that he's a UNC and he support the UNC 100% no matter what they say. That's what he must do. And not fool people into supporting another UNC branch. Because when you only know the big thing, when you only know the big match, how much of that does go to UNC headquarters? How much of that does go back to them? Tell the people the truth. Tell the people that this is a UNC initiative. UNC the sponsor. So here we're going on. We hustling on social media for them. Tell the people that. Don't let people buy into a narrative. All what you selling and all what you're promoting on your program is something that come from you. Tell the people the truth. That was Stefon Ree need to do. Because every statement he make, I never hear him. Look. Over 10,000 people going home. It was a point in time I used to feel Leroy Baptiste by spot on Breaking Dawn. Every morning you see Leroy Baptiste there. Every morning. Now we know that he's a senator. Now he was supporting the UNC indirectly. Now we know that. Tell the public, Stefon Ree, that Synergy don't care about the views of the public in its natural sense. That we here on Synergy, tell them that we only look through the eyes and the lens of the UNC. Tell the public that. And stop touting a program that neutral, telling people them thing. Don't lie to we.
But he know hearts of hearts is not neutral. He know that, and plenty people know that. So you're trying to fool people and then coming to talk about propaganda and who's spreading. Who does spread more propaganda than all your boy? Who does spread more propaganda than all you? Hear the conversation they're carrying on. And Renaissance, boy, are talking after people who talking. The conversation is that Kingsley and Heavy are making no sense on the programs on Talk City. They want to get rid of them because they're saying the same thing over and over and over and over. All they think, listen, Africans for sale, or they could tell me what you want. Africans for sale.
African for sale. And
they for sale.
And that's so low, eh? But I will deal with that aspect. You see when you talk about African for sale? John Jeremy would have made a dangerous stand in the parliament of this country. And when we disseminate and break down that, Jeremy is no longer no black man. You know? Jeremy don't consider himself to be black and part of the black diaspora, you know, because he would identify with some of the nonsense that's taking place with this government, which is a direct attack on the black community. You see that video with the woman that they had in a recruitment exercise, and it's only people that belong to a particular party that was there. That is why they didn't want the reporter to question nobody. You know? People get a direct call on the phone in the morning. Come here, come so.
How distasteful that was. How distasteful that was. How distasteful that was. And insulting. So what you trying to say when all you're done, all you will package it and give it to the media? No, the media want to see firsthand for themselves. They want to report for themselves. They don't want you to give them content to report for them. It may not be accurate. They want to report for themselves. You run the woman like a dog. And one set of bacchanal, you know? One set of bacchanal. Up to now, the people who work for Carnival can't get paid. We in March. Just now it's April. It's our people who saying how much fortnight now they're working and they can. And listen, look, Renaissance, let me go and do what I have to do, eh? Because I will get myself in trouble.
I will get myself in trouble
because this thing, we reached a place in this country. We were warned, we didn't take the warning, and today we reaping the results of not listening. We reaping the results of it. And very shortly from now, it will get worse than how it is. They have no problem with all these people home on the breadline. Some people, children, up to now, they ain't get to go to school because they can't acquire the books. And if they get the books, they ain't have the uniform. They can't go to school. They can't send the children to school 5 days a week. They have to pick out a couple of days or a couple of months to work with the little money that they have. They have no problem with that. No problem. Let me tell you, I was listening to you whole time since you come on. I'm going to do my business and get myself in a gear. We go talk later.
Yeah, we go talk again. Thanks for joining. I know you wanted to say something, but we have a show to do.
I have more to say, but the time will come.
Right. I don't know if you say tomorrow, then we go talk about that.
Tonight, till later going. So I don't know what time I'll finish. But if once I'll call you, I'll text you.
All right, well, no problem.
All right.
So Trinidad and Tobago, that was Sharon Felix that come up here and give her commentary. And, you know, she would have said something that what brought me to this video here. Listen to this video. And you tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, what type of woman that this Prime Minister really is. Before we close. She talk about CPEP and how much people vulnerable. This woman, oh God, she could lie.
All will benefit. We have programs, we have plans. I give you the commitment today I will ensure that the most vulnerable are taken care of first. That is my pledge to you tonight.
The lie again. Lie, 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 lie.
My mother used to say, show me a liar and I'll show you a thief.
Trinidad and Tobago. You see that what I like about
All,
this? See what we
all.
do here? If you watch the logo, let me play it up for you to see. If you watch the logo on the screen there, you're going to realize that that is a Crime Watch logo. It faint in the middle of the screen. So before election, Kamla Persad Bissessar talk about we will deal with the most vulnerable of you. The most vulnerable. And up till today, talk about CPEP. They are on the breadline, the most vulnerable. But we will deal with that at another day. So thanks for watching Trinidad and Tobago, and this time I am out. God bless.
I want to say to Mrs. Kamla Persad Bissessar today, I told this country before that you are Jamette, and today, if they can't come in front of me and show me an iota of evidence to support that allegation, I say again that we are unfortunate to have a Jamette as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Because only a Jamette will do something like that, make a statement like that, and not be able to provide a modicum of proof or truth to support it. You could go inside the Parliament and say that. And accusing the PNM of pedophilia. You support the policies of Washington. Are you supporting the Epstein files being hidden?
Rowley, really? The Honorable Prime Minister is a Jamette that when you wake up out your slumber, you come out of your dungeon office off the red. You call the Honorable Prime Minister a Jamette? A Jamette, a woman, a promiscuous woman, a woman without social standing, a low-class woman? You, Rowley, you is the lowest excrement.
Ghana should be ashamed to know that the money being used to finance a campaign belongs to the members of the UNC. Not go on Mulchantres Junction and said that you were so drunk you fall down on Gandhi's statue. That is on record. I didn't say that, Kamla. Jack said that. Do you have the guts to go and say that Jack said that about you?